Richard Vince, and today I'm going to be looking at some very simple kickboxing hand techniques with you. And so you could argue they're boxing hand techniques because I'm not kicking, right? So that would be a fair argument. So we're looking at boxing hand techniques, which we use in kickboxing. I'm going to keep this really simple. There are lots of things to think about when we punch, but I don't want to clutter your mind up with too much information to begin with. Right, so we're going to start with a nice simple explanation, and then in further videos we can go a bit deeper and we can think a bit more about the whole action from floor all the way to the top of our head. Yeah? But we'll keep it simple to begin with. Alright, so first of all, most kickboxing styles don't usually have a position, but if a style that you go to does, then just go with it, it's fine. And remember, these videos really are to give you enough confidence to go to classes, give you some idea of what's going to happen when you get there. And they're not, learning by video is not an ideal way to learn any combat sport. But I understand some of you can't get to classes, some of you don't want to get to classes, and there are 100 reasons why you might not be able to. So whether you're using these videos to actually learn, or whether you're using these videos to get enough confidence to go to a class, which I would advise always, if you possibly can, then just take whatever you can from them and get the most. Alright, so as I was saying, most styles of kickboxing wouldn't be too formal at the beginning. They would probably maybe have a bow and then just straight into a fighting stance. Alright, so let's look at our stance to begin with. I like a nice wide stance, so I'll turn sideways. I think from the front of my front toes to the back of my back heel, I like that to be about twice this much, from shoulder to shoulder. Yeah, so you take this measurement, and you start at the front of that toe and you go to the back of this heel, right, and hopefully it's about twice the width of my shoulders. Width-wise, I like my stance to be about as wide as my shoulders. Yeah, because that's nice and stable. I'm stable enough, I can move forwards, backwards and whatever. I like to have both knees bent, so I can rock forward and back, I can move my head around, I can slip and weave and do all those things that I'm going to teach you about in further videos. Right, but I'm comfortable. But not too comfortable. Why not too comfortable? Well, because if you're not used to making a stance, and if you've never done martial arts before, never done any combat sports, you probably won't be used to making a stance. When I ask you to make a stance, you're probably not going to be comfortable. So, not too comfortable, but reasonably comfortable. You feel like you can move, yeah? Alright, this is going to feel a bit odd to you to begin with. Alright, so let's look at the next thing, hand position. Now, kickboxing hands, I like a nice high hand position. And I think that a good guide is to put the tips of your fingers together, put them over your nose, and that gives you the height. And leave your hands at the same height and close your hands. Now they're a bit close to your face here, so you can move them away from your face, but keep them at the same height. And I think that's a reasonable height, a reasonably good height for a kickboxing hand position. You may notice mine drop down a little bit when I'm talking, maybe because I want you to be able to see my face and see my expressions a bit more, maybe because I'm a bit lazy, maybe because I'm over the years I've become a little bit more complacent, don't need to keep my hands quite as high. I certainly don't need to, because I don't do as much sparring as I used to, so there's a lot less chance of me being caught out by having my hands low. I'm sure that if I sparred more, or if I sparred, when I sparred, my hands would come up a bit higher. So this is a good position, right? Elbows tucked in, no chicken wings arms, no poking your elbows out this way. Drop them in, but you need to be relaxed, don't be tense, don't hold everything rigid like this. This is not good. Alright, so nice and relaxed, hands up. So let's look at front hand punch, a jab. Right, from here I just want you to extend your arm out and let your hand go palm down as it reaches full extension. Now as you do it, I like to have these hands, these fingers gently touching my cheekbone. Right, so if I'm extending this arm, then this is gently brushing my cheekbone. Why gently? Because I don't want to be pushing in like this to be tense. I don't want it drifting away like this to leave a space. Just brushing here. If I had boxing gloves on, then obviously it wouldn't be my fingers that were brushing, but the surface of the glove. Right, so we're here just extending out this way and back. Now, there are lots of small things that you need to understand about front hand punches. But, first of all, let's just get the action. Let's get that front hand action. So this way. Now, something to avoid is this. Sticking your elbow out and doing this. It should come from this low position. This way. And back. Good. Now we turn sideways so you can see from the side. So we're here. Just stands up this way. And from here just pushing out and back. Out and back. Nice and simple. Now you can probably see there's a lot more going on than just the front hand action. You know, I'm twisting, I'm pushing, my whole weight's moving forward, and I'm happy to tell you about all of those things. But I don't think as a beginner, as a total beginner, if that's what you are, it's not going to help you. I think the best thing is for you to get the hand action first, think about those things, get that nailed, and then you can start to think about what the rest of your body's doing. Yeah, let me turn the other way so you can see from the other side. Use the other leg. So here, just this hand up nice and high, just extending out, and back this way, and back. Now the pullback is important because you want to get those hands back to a nice guard position straight away. Yeah, so out and back. Good. Now, thinking about getting our hands back to a good position. Imagine, you know those bungee cords with a hook on each end, or with some fastening on each end. Imagine that you put a fastening on each thumb. So you have this bungee cord like this between your thumbs, and then you'd take in the middle of the bungee cord and you'd staple it into the top of your head. Don't do this, by the way. Don't do this. Imagine this. Right, so you had it fixed to the top of your head, the crown of your head here. So at the back of the top. See where I am? Yeah? Good. So imagine the middle of that bungee cord was fixed here, and each of the ends of the bungee cord were attached to your thumbs. So you're in your hand position with this bungee cord, and you extend out to punch, and then you relax the action, it goes boing, and boing, and boing, it just bounces back to that position, boing. Well, and that's a good visualization to make, because it may stop you going, yeah, because that's not a good visualization. That's really sloppy. So just let your arm extend out and come straight back to its start place. All right. So here, out and back, out and back, out and back. Nice and relaxed. Out and back, out and back, out and back. Good. Go to the side so you can see again. Remember that bungee attached here, fixed here. Boing, 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 boing. Right, nice stance. We're just pushing in this way and back. This way and back. This way and back. Extend out and back. And make sure you extend your arm all the way. You want to make use of every millimetre of reach that you have. You don't want to be punching like this, because it means you're going to have to be closer to your opponent. Generally, being closer to an opponent is a bad thing than being further away from them. You know, if I could hit you from across the other side of the room, I would. But unfortunately I can't. I have to get closer to make contact with you or with anyone. But I don't want to be any closer than I have to be. Right, so here, and this way and back. This way and back. Boing and back. Boing and back. Boing and back. Good. Let's go the other way. I'll tell you what, instead of changing stances, I'll keep the same stance so you get a bit of a back view. Right? Because usually I do this and you get a front view from both sides. But let's get the back side view if you like. Right, so I keep the same leg in front here, just extend out and back, out and back, out and back. Boing. Just keeping your head boing, bounce it up. Boing, boing, boing. And everything's nice and relaxed. Nothing's tense, and everything is easy. I always like to say, with all combat sports technique, effortless power, not powerless effort. Right, so it should be an effortless power. You should be able to generate the power without looking like it's a huge effort to you. Not generate no power by making a massive effort. You know, this tension, like this massive effort, no actual power. Yeah? Good, alright. So let's do a cross. I'm going to change stance, just for the sake of giving me a different stance, right? So I have a left stance for my jab, I'm going to use a right stance for my cross. So I'm going to be punching with the same hand. So let's do the bungee thing. So attached here, back to this way. Right, I'm going to be punching left hand, this way and back. Now this hand needs to come back to this cheek brushing position, doesn't it? Yeah? So out and back, back. Yeah, so out and back. Out and back. Nice and steady, out and back. Out and back. Now what do I want to do with this hand? Yeah, maybe here to start with. As I throw the punch, it may come in here to cover a bit more. Watch out for a hook. Round kick coming in this way. There's 100 things it could be doing. There are almost no bad positions. But even if I did this, drop my hand down here, you could argue that you're ready to block a kick that's coming in here. Right? So it's not a dreadful position. It's not the best. Right? My principle is, this is the thing you need to protect most in kickboxing, because this is the control centre, isn't it? You know, if this gets shaken up, if this gets confused, then the messages going to the rest of your body won't go very well. They won't be passed on efficiently at all. Alright, so here, punch and back, and back. And this hand position is a good starting place. Keep that hand high, punch and back, punch and back. And back. Good. Alright, so let's go this way. So just extend out here and back. And back. Back. Yeah, get the idea? Good. And again, be careful you're not letting your elbow go out to the side. So not this, right, because you're getting your power to go more than one direction. You're shoving some over that way and then bring it back this way. Just get it all going forward into the technique this way. Keep the elbow down, push it forward. Good. Alright, well, we looked at jab and cross. And I think that those two techniques to start with are your bread and butter basic kickboxing hand techniques. So work on those and see what you can make of them. With the video you can see how I'm moving, you can see the twist and the body movement and all of those things. So if you want to take on board those as well, you can. As I said earlier, I just don't want to confuse you with too much information to begin with. Good. Right now, if you like the video, great, please comment, please say what you would like more of, less of. If you like more information, less information, more of this, more of that, please let us know, because I'll do my best to accommodate you. I'm going to look at these two punches in a bit more depth in a later video, and those videos are available to you free of charge also. If you'd like to go to the Brain Dojo website, you can sign up for a 28-day free trial, and you can have everything that's on there free of charge for 28 days and get lots of information. But remember, get your basics right first. You know, it's very difficult to think about how to shift your weight, how to twist your body, how to push with the back leg, bend the front knee. Very difficult to think of all those things when you're still trying to master the action of your arm and shoulder. Alright, so I think break it down, do it in parts, get the arm action down first, get that so you're comfortable with it, and then think about adding in other components of your body, because all of your body is used when you punch, all of it. Alright, good. So keep practicing, stay focused, be safe, and I'll see you on the next video.